How is everyone doing today? We are coming in with another fun, cute video, little tutorial comparison pros and cons of having Animesh pets in Second Life. So as you can see, I have a few of my pets around me. We have the two Labradors that are behind me, adult Labradors that came from Teegle Pet. And then I have a brand new puppy from Zooby Animesh Pets. Now, the virtual world gives you a lot of different things that you can do, and one of them is having pets in your game. And I was someone who definitely was excited when pets were an option, simply because I think they're adorable. And I think it gives you a little bit something else to do in the game, as well as it gives you a game aspect of taking care of them, anything that's going on in the metaverse and specifically Second Life. If it's something that you can't do or don't have the means to do in IRL, it's something fun and interactive that you can do inside Second Life. So we're going to be taking a look at the difference of these pets, the pros and cons. I kind of have my mind made up on what I enjoy to do with which breed of pet and which company of pets. Teegle I have had for a little over a year when they came out, and Zooby literally just came out. I'm recording this video and I've had this dog for a day, and I will say when I go over the things with it, I think you'll hear me out on some of these things. So let's actually talk about a few different things that you can get with each pet. So when you get a Zooby pet, you have an option of 10 different breeds. They are a little bit pricier. They're a lot of bit pricier actually. The Zooby pet, you're going to be looking at 3,000 linden with a linden pact that can hit between 64 to 71. So with these being Animesh, you can have them on the ground and wander, or you can have them attached to you where they can walk with you. So if you don't have your own land or you're kind of limited on space, you have to think about that land impact as well if they're not going to be attached to you in any way. The breeds that you can get with Zooby are Beagle, Dalmatian, German Shepherd, Husky, Boston Terrier, Boxer, Rottweiler, Pomeranian, Labrador, and a Pug. These puppies are going to be in, like I said, the smaller form, as you can see here. They're not super big. They're small and cute. They have interactions from the barking. They're random, and it comes with a great HUD and being able to click on said dog that you can control a lot of actually what the dog can and can't do. Their detailing is very beautiful. Zooby is also a company that has a huge calling on the baby world. So if you've heard of Zooby babies, these dogs are from the same company. They actually worked on these dogs for a year. So we'll go over in a couple of things that you can do with that. What you can get with this dog, you can get a dog bed, you can get a food bowl, a pee pad, a brush rug, and you can also get a baby pet lane and a baby pet greeting rug. And I will list the prices of those. One thing that you can do with these Zooby dogs is you can actually interact with them. Not only interact with them, you have 24 hours to gain certain stats, and then you can also gain tokens to buy more things in the Zooby HUD. So let's actually go take a look at this HUD. So right now you can do food, you can buy bones, you can buy poop bags, and you can buy brushes. And this is the dog's happiness meter. They have food, treats, clean, brush, rest, and love. This resets every 24 hours. And if you fill up your hearts, then you will get a token, and then the token go towards Z credits that you can end up buying the product for free. Looking at that, the food will cost you 15 linden. The dog bone will cost you 10 linden. The potty bags will then also cost you 10 linden. The brushes will cost you 10 linden as well. These are things that you can interact with your puppy and do things with to give you that role play interactions that you may be looking for. Now, if you do not do this with your puppy is not going to die, fathom, or anything like that. You just won't collect tokens. So if that's not the reason why you want to have this puppy, then do not fret. You don't have to keep up with all this stuff, because starting out, you're not going to have the tokens. So you do have to rely on getting your own Linden to buy said product. Now, some of these things you will not be able to hit unless you get the accessories. If you want your dog to rest, you're going to have to buy the dog bed at 500 linden. If you want them to eat, the food bowl, 400 linden. The pee pad, if you want them to clean, that's how you would clean them after they use the potty pad, which is 600 linden. The brush rug, you'll have to individually buy that rug, which that is 700 linden. And the one thing that you will definitely have to do is for the treats, you would have to get the bone, which the doggy bones are 10 linden each. And then to get them some love, you can actually hold your puppy. So that's one of the things that you can do on your own without getting anything if Linden isn't what you have. Now, I don't have the brush pad and I don't have the doggy bed. So I was waiting to hear a response when I wanted to ask them if you don't get all of the hearts filled, I haven't heard if you will still get a token or you have to have all of them. So I'm curious about that. That will also play a role in your Zooby pet. If you want this for the interactive and you're not trying to just buy everything offhand, you will have to possibly buy everything to get all of the hearts. And they're a little higher. Zooby is a very good reputable company, though, if you've never heard of them. And I will put their landmark down below, and we will go check out all the things that you can see with them. Going forward with the Zooby pets, their abilities are you get a free friend HUD. So if I had a friend that did not have a Zooby, I can give them a free friend HUD and they can help take care of the puppy if they do or do not have a Zooby puppy. So that's kind of cool too. So if you buy the puppy for your family, everyone in your family can help and interact with it. Now, one thing to remember, these puppies are made for adult avatars and they interact specifically with Zooby babies, not preteens, not toddlers of any other brand. They are going to work best with Zooby babies and adults. Now, the adult Sims, of course, we all have different sizes. When you click on said dog from Zooby, you can adjust and align so you can put yourself where you need to be. So you have the HUD that I briefly showed. Now, if I were to have more than one Zooby dog, I could click on them and they would switch over. So say I have 3 dogs here. I could click on that dog and it would show me where their happiness timer is and what they have. Each individual dog does have its own stats, but you don't have to have different HUDs. So if I always have this HUD on and just click on the dogs, it will auto switch through to be able to show me what it is that I have. They will be able to interact, like I said, with Zooby baby specifically. You can hold them. If you click on said dog, you can click on, right now they are attached with me. So let me show you how they follow you around. Right now it is walking with me. If I run, it will run with me. And even if I were to fly, it would fly with me. Now, you can get wings on your dog if you wanted to. That is something that comes free with all of the Zooby pets when you get them. He had a little flop there. Now, if you want to, you can give your dog a bone from clicking on them as well. So you don't actually always have to have the Zooby HUD on. You can click on your dog and do many other things. So if I were to click on my dog, I can go ahead and interact with them from here. We can do belly rubs with our dog. This is something that you can do with your dog, whether they're attached to you or not attached to you. So if they're on just a movement of where they're just going to be doing anything, where they're just roaming, you can do the same interactions. And when you're sitting here with them attached to you, you can do the same interactions. You can belly rub, you can get their paw, you can pet them, and you can discipline them if there was anything you needed to discipline them with. There's the align button if you need to align them as well. So if I were to click, and you can do play animations where you can have them relaxed or active, or you can have them asleep. So let's go ahead and walk a little bit. So we have them in the sleep. So now they're going to slowly lay down and sleep. We're going to click back to active. You can have them roll around, and our puppy is sleeping right now because we click on that sleep and they're snoring. How sweet is that? And of course, that doesn't count as your rest because it's not in the interactive bed. But you can have them lick. You can have them hop. If you want to go through and manually do different interactions with them. We can go back to movement. You have them run, walk, sniff, gallop. You can have them fly. These are the different animations. We're going to go ahead and click unsleep. So we should start getting some more. Or we have relaxed. And we can have them relax if we manually wanted to do that as well. The different sounds that they make, they can have anger, snore, bark, moan. I have mine on toggle. If you don't want them to do something, you can toggle them and turn all of them off if that was something that you wanted to do. Right now, like I said, they are attached to me. And you can go to your settings. You can hover text. You can reset the clock. So if I wanted to reset this clock to work at a different time that works with my schedule, I could reset the clock. You can hover their name over their head, and you can rename them anytime. So once we start walking, now our pup is back to walking with us. And then some other things that you can do. I talked about the 24-hour care. You can make them happy. I'm going to go ahead and pick up these doggos here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you. I'm going to click on this HUD, and I'm going to do live, and we're going to replace our puppy down. So what that is, anytime you possibly don't know where your puppy is, or if there's an incident where, I don't know, you want them to come with you, you can just easily click on your HUD and your puppy will appear near you whenever you need it. So right now my puppy is not attached to me. So as I walk around, my puppy is doing its own thing. This is something that I really wanted for my dogs when I got them. So when I click on my puppy, I can attach from there if I wanted to. I can give my dog a bone, and right now I have them on explore. Right now, their location, I can set their home status, or I can look at their radius. Right now, we're going to make their radius visible. Right now, their radius is this big reddish orange ring. This is where that I res them out to. So this is where they will roam. And if I were to run over here, like so, I can actually go back and I can do set home. Wherever you are standing is where your home for your puppy will be. So now this is where I set their home location to always land. So now I will tell them to come home, and we should see them start. Well, I thought they were going to completely run over here. There they are. And now they will come over to their home points. Now, if I wanted to make this location smaller, their radius, you can do 2 to where they stay in that area. You can do 5, or you can do 10. And then, of course, you can make this go invisible whenever you would like, and you can set their home point wherever you would like as well. I like it when they roam. It gives you more of that freedom of having a real dog. What I do like about these is that they work really well in the house. I have a pee pad out here. This is actually where the dog is right now. If I were to click on it, actually the dog is peeing right now. There we go. He just peed on the pee pad. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have it outside, because the dog will randomly interact with it if it's in its area. Now, if I wanted to click on this, I can do settings and I can go to visible. So now the pee pad has been peed on. So this is another interaction where if you live in an apartment, you're going to have a pee pad. And so you may want to have it visible. My situation, I wanted to have it a little bit more real-like. So I put it as invisible. And then I can click on it to clean. Me personally, I'm going to wait to clean it because I've already cleaned it today and there's no point in me wasting another bag to clean it. So I'm going to leave that there just like that. There are other things that the dog will randomly interact with. So say that you're role playing and you want to bring your dog outside and you can have pee pads out there and they will randomly go up to it and interact with it. And then you can do your role play that way. And then if I wanted to go back in the house and actually bring them inside, I can set their home point and then they would stay inside or whatever their radius was. I also have their food bowl inside as well. So if we were to go inside here and set up their food bowl, then I can click on that and you can actually call them to their food bowl. You can also call them to the pee pad if you wanted to. So you can call them and feed them. You can call them and have them drink their water. And again, you can have them leave and stuff like that. One thing that you can do with your puppies is you don't have to use the hut. You can click on your puppy like I was doing. You can link accessories to your puppy. They will randomly interact with those things, especially the bed and the pee pad. But then another thing that I like is that if you have a friend that has a puppy, or if you have multiple puppies, you'll be able to attach them to the one item if you wanted to. So you don't have to set a bunch of them down. You can actually just put one down, assign them, and you can have the puppies use the same things. So if I had a friend that was here, I could set her dog's food bowl, my food bowl for her dog to use it. I could also set the bed and stuff like that. So currently right now, they have a baby greeting mat that you can get with your puppy for only 1 linden. To my understanding, this mat will only be 1 linden for the month. So if you want to get it, I would go ahead and get it now. And then it will go up to full price. Now they do have a lane rug currently for 850 linden as well. Now, because we set the dog's radius to home out there, the dog came back outside. So we can go back and click on the dog, go to explore location, say we want to bring them back inside. I put them more of at a central location here. And then I'm going to set their new home point. And then I want to look at the radius, make it visible. So this is now their new home point inside the home. The home point goes a little bit outside, but I haven't seen the dog roam outside. When I call them to go feed, they do walk outside of that radius and stuff like that. So the dog is now inside. And so now our Cruella will be able to roam around inside the house. All right, being here at Zooby, you can get a Beagle, the Pomeranian, the Boston Terrier, the Pug, a Husky, a Rottweiler, a Boxer, a Dalmatian, a Labrador, and a German Shepherd. Over here to the side is where you can get your accessories. And like I said, currently right now, this baby greeting rug is just 1 linden. And then the other one is the baby and pup lane rug, and that one's the 850 right now. And this baby And Pup Greeting Rug is only one linden currently in November 2024, and they said it was only going to be free for the month, and you can change the textures in it. It automatically has these different textures that are on it. Mine was over there laying. I do not have a Zooby baby, so I mean, if I have friends that come over, they can put their kid down, but I personally do not have one, so there's nothing I can do there to show you guys. So I'm really sorry. I am currently at the Teegle sandbox as we're going to start talking about our Teegle dogs. Now, I have technically two. Cruz here was the first Teagle when it came out. They were a different size. They were very big, as you can see. And so after about maybe a year of them being out, they went ahead and resized them. And then that's how I got Bailey. And these are both Labradors that they do interact with each other, even though they are kind of pretty much the same dog. But I have recolored them, well, not, I didn't resize them. They resize them and they do interact, and we'll talk about that later. Teagle dogs come in 4 main bodies sizes. And then from there, you can add appliers, and the appliers apply to all of their pets. Teagle was originally made to be a house for horses, and they interact with the horses and each other as well. Teagle has a range of other animals, but we are going to mainly just focus on the dogs. Teagle is a company that has a huge community that does horse and dog shows now, and I just mainly focus on the dogs. I ran into Teagle when they released their dogs. I hadn't really had an interest in their horses. But looking at Teagle pets, they will cost 1,500 linden. Their land impact individually is about 36 land impact. Now, you can get one Teagle pet for the 1,500, or you can buy a copyable one, 4,500 linden. Excuse me. So what that means is I only have the one dog. So I cannot copy this dog. It's the one, it is what it is, and it's set to me. If you get the copyable ones, you can res as many as your land will let you, have different looks for them, and they will all interact with each other. So if you're someone who specifically wants to have a lot of animals, a lot of dogs out, then you can get the copyable ones. And I know some people that have like full farms of dogs and et cetera, et cetera. But that's completely up to you. So that's the price point difference in Teagle and the options that you have with Zooby. So the accessories that you can get with a Teagle is you can get a dog bed, dog collars, dog leashes. You can get a play fetch ball. You can get texture appliers from Teagle, and other people make appliers, so their prices may vary. And there's a dog house. Now, technically, there are consumables. These consumables is a food bowl option. The difference in Teagle and what you can do with it is their consumables aren't going to make the dogs react to anything like going to the bathroom. There's no happiness HUD. There's no role play thing that comes with them. They are literally just mesh dogs that run around, interact with each other, interact with you. Sometimes I will have the dog randomly, I'll get a pop-up that says Bailey wants to interact with you. And then I can click yes or no. And stuff like that. But other than that, these dogs will not die. They will not perish. And if you didn't have any of the accessories, they would work perfectly fine. The bed, you can lay it down. You can also interact with them. And they will interact with it on their own, which we do have a dog bed. I actually have 2 different dog beds. I had gotten this one. Someone had given me this dog bed. And then I have the dog bed that came from Teagle. So this is the doggy bed that comes with Teagle. And you can put the bed out and you can click on it and you can set it up to where they can interact with it. The dogs will randomly go up to it and actually interact with this bed. I also have the fetch ball. Now, I will say this, getting this tennis ball is very, to me, it's kind of hard to deal with, if you ask me. So I've made a couple videos of me using this ball. So it's asking me to link it up. And as you can see, once you link it up with these dogs, which there's a video on how to do all that. I'm not going to go through it because it does take some time and patience. Once you do that, the dogs will auto react to you with the ball. And as you can see, there is animation. So you can sit here and you can play fetch with these dogs constantly. And Cruz did care, but now he doesn't. So Bailey went and caught it, and she's going to bring it back, and you completely can stand here and just play fetch as long as you wanted to. So now, yeah, Cruz just doesn't care. But one thing you have to make sure you have is that you have to make sure that you have the dogs on wander, or they will not fetch. One thing that's what I've noticed with them. So if they are attached to you, they're not going to play fetch. But if you have them out wandering, then you can play fetch with them. Let's see if Cruz is actually going to fetch right now. If I don't click on them. All right, you just have to, oh, I didn't throw it that far. That was my bad. And he didn't attempt to even try. But that's okay, we'll try one more time. Bailey's staring at us, and I'm clicking on her. Let me get this just right. The longer you hold it, the farther you will throw the ball. But yeah, he doesn't care about it right now, which is fine. So then she'll go ahead and bring the ball back. So the different breeds, like I said, the main breeds that come in the Teegle pets are Wolf, German Shepherd, Labrador, and a Mutt. From there, you actually have to get the Appliers. One thing about the Appliers is that the Appliers will fit on any breed of dog. So if I were to get a wolf and I wanted to put a beagle skin on the wolf, it would work. If I got a German Shepherd and wanted to put a wolf skin on that, then it would work. So from there, the main bodies are like I said, the Wolf, the German Shepherd, Labrador, and Mutt. From there, you can get a Beagle, you can get a Dalmatian. A Husky is more of a skin. You can get a Doberman, a Corgi, and then they do have one puppy. That puppy, I thought it was more of a Corgi puppy, but I don't know. We'll take a look at it. I don't think it's any type of specific puppy per se, but those are the ones that you can get. Some abilities that you can do with these is you can attach the dogs to you as you walk. So very similar to the Zooby dogs that you can attach them and they will walk right next to you. So if I were to go ahead and take Cruz, I can attach him to me. And then now he is going to be walking with me. One thing that does come with it, it does come with a HUD. I'm not a super fan of the HUD because I feel like it does glitch a lot. You can have them with a leash by your side. You can have them leash in front. I do not have an actual leash, but you can buy one. I just have it set to companion. You can have them run, jog, and walk. Of course, when I run, they're supposed to run, but this is the one thing that I found very glitchy with these, is that they kind of have a mind of their own, and there's just some issues that I have with it. You can interact with your dog right here. He will not stop sniffing. I don't know why. You can pet your dog, belly rub, and you can scold them. So I may just switch out which one so I can show you Bailey's, because he is not wanting to cooperate, and I'm tired of hearing the sniffing in the inventory. Oh, now she's going to start sniffing. Don't you dare start sniffing. All right, so now we can go ahead and pet from here. I don't know what is it with the sniffing. It's driving me insane. You can pet from there, and now they're laying down, and they're not cooperating either. I love that for me. All right, there we go. So one thing off the bat, that after having Teegle for a little bit over a year, they have been very glitchy for me. and a little bit harder to manage. Like I said, when you get the tennis ball, there is a video that they post on how to attach it, but it still took some time to try and get, because if you mess up a step, it's not going to attach. I've had to, I think, reconfigure the ball twice. And so I play with them with the ball, but I don't think I play with them as much just because I know that it's going to take some time for me to get certain things. So it's a little finicky. So then once I'm done with that, you can have them walk by your side. You can also have them on wander, and you can have them follow you as well. And then, of course, when you run, they will run with you. They do have a fly and a swim as well. We cannot... Oh, can we fly here? I think we can. So they do have a fly as well. And we're actually going to head over to the Teegle dogs. As you can see, they have horses and they have some other pets as well that you might be interested in. But let's head on over to the horses, or the rest of the dogs, so you can kind of see everything that is here. So if you're wanting a dog bed, that would be 500 linden. The dog collars, they run from 200 to 400 linden. The dog leashes are 600 linden. The fetch ball, the tennis ball, is 800 linden. The texture appliers here are 450 linden. And the doghouse is 700 linden. The food bowl is 450 and 550 linden. So this is where that you can get all of your dogs. This is the original ones that came out. The wolf, the Doberman is actually new. And then you have a secondary Doberman, the German Shepherd. You have a mutt, the Labrador, the Dalmatian, the Beagle, the Corgi, and then you have the Mash Corgi. And then this is the puppy. The puppy doesn't really state what type of puppy it is. It's just a tater tot. Back here is where you will see all of your items, your dog collars. Now, certain collars fit on certain dogs. Not all of the collars are going to fit on each dog. You're going to have to make sure you're getting the right collar per your dog. So that's something that you would have to pay attention to if this is something that you wanted to do. And the same with the leashes. And that's where you could walk with them on a leash. Like I said, I don't have a leash because I just have them, trained to walk with me. And then there's your rhinestone collar, and it's telling you which dogs will fit on that. And as I said, as they have it posted, all skins work on all breeds, as well as being able to change the eye color like I did with my dogs. Bailey here has purple eyes and Cruz has blue ones. That's how I created them both to be together. So a little bit of abilities that you can do with your Teegle dog. You can attach to walk with you, or you can have them roam around, which is perfectly fine. There is no holding of these dogs. In Zooby, I didn't show you the holds in those. Sorry about that. I'll probably show you a little bit later. They will not die. So that's good. They are interactive with other Teegle pets, dogs, and the horses. And when you click on them, you do have an option where you can set the driver, you can adjust where they are. You have the AI, which that one is going to whether put them in idle or roaming mode. You can get the HUD from here. You can wear the HUD. You can also click on them to interact with them. So there are more things that you can do with them from clicking on them and using the HUD as well. It does come with skin appliers, so you can have a lot of creativity with these. That's one thing that I did like about these Teegle dogs is that I had a Labrador, and of course everyone that had the Labrador had the same Labrador, and I wanted it to be a little bit different. And so then I was given these skin appliers, and I was like, you know what, that's something different. Let's just do that. And having the ability to pretty much create your own type of dog that no one else might have, I thought that was really nice. And then knowing that all of the skin appliers work on every dog. So I think that's really cool that if you want a certain look for a lab that normally wouldn't be on a lab, then you can add that. Another thing that you can do, it comes with the HUD where you can control the fur that's on the dog. So if I wanted to make it look like she has been completely had a haircut and make her completely smooth, I can turn all of this hair fuzzies off, or I can turn them on. So that's something that comes with the dog as well. And like I said, Teegle has an extensive community and the dog and pony shows. They have a full interactive RP events. I've never been to any of them because I mainly just got the dog for my own use and my own role play and having the dogs interact with each other here on the farm. And I feel like it was just more so for me what I wanted. But one day I think I can find myself going to just kind of check it out and see what kind of interaction and stuff they have. I don't know anyone with a Teegle horse, so I haven't really seen much interaction with the horses, but from what I hear, you can have the dog follow the horse, just like you can have your Teegle dogs follow a friend. So when my dog is out and I click on follow, it will pull up anyone within a certain radius, and I would just click that number for them to follow. So there was a time that I had it follow my friend, and my dog was following her, and then I just reset it back to follow me. So there are some interactions you can have with your friends, but it's not a lot. But like I said, the Teegle dogs are fun. They are, to me, a lot bigger than expected. Even now, then again, my avatar is kind of small in the SL world. I would still be okay if the lab was a little bit smaller. But it's manageable. The only thing that I was kind of upset with is that I mainly keep my Teegle dogs outside because they do not do well in the house. When I was trying to set their home point and the radius, it just would not register right. And so I've lost this dog a couple of times. Luckily, there is an easy redelivery, or not really redelivery. It's an easy, as long as you set your home point, you can actually just tell your dog to go home. And then when you get home, your dog should be there. Even if you do quote unquote lose it, there is a quick and easy redelivery and you'll get it back and everything is still set up with it. But trying to have the dog in the house, like I said, if you don't have a huge house, it was kind of just taking up too much space. So I leave my Teegles outside. That's one of the reasons why I do like my Zooby pet, is that it is still a puppy. So I can have that puppy inside and kind of interact with that. Now, as I'm in the house right now with the dog attached to me, and I do have a bigger house compared to before. So it's not too bad right now. But I don't mind it. And look at our little Zooby eating out of the thing. The dog bowls for the Teegles do the same thing. The only thing that I'm noticing is that I'm kind of a little upset with the dog bed I got for the Teegle. My dogs rarely touch those beds. I had to physically click on the bed and tell them to get in it, but then they won't leave unless you tell them to. So it's not as autonomous as I would like. I don't know if there needs to be an update. I'm not really 100% sure, but I was a little upset for getting it because they didn't interact with it as much as I wanted to. I do have some food bowls. I feel like they interacted with that a little bit more than the dog bed, which was fine. But there is no like RP factor with these dogs like there is with Zooby. You could never touch them and just have them out there roaming and it'd be fine. One thing I like about Zooby is they give you that option to make them happy, to unlock tokens. They give you 24 hours to do this thing with your dogs. So it ties in giving you that little bit of realism and role playing. So if you have a family member that you say you have, a pee pad outside, hey, you need to take the dog out. You can have them walk out or call them to the mat. Say for instance, I tell a friend, hey, can you let my dog out? They could walk out here. And of course, I know where the mat's at. You can click on it and have them call them to the mat, and do so. And the dog will come out there and it will instantly go to the mat if it has to go. So, and it's kind of form of training, training your pup and stuff like that. And I think for me, I'm definitely leaning towards I'm appreciating and liking what Zooby has to offer for their puppies. I'm not too thrilled on the Landon pack number, knowing that the puppies are 10 times smaller than the Teegles and they can get up to 71 Landon pack. The animation that I have is 64 land impact. So it's pretty much like 2 of my Teagles that I have out, but it's 1 puppy. And they're smaller, but they do have 10 times more, in my opinion, more interactions with them. And actually, let me go ahead and let me see if I can find said puppy. All right, so let's attach and then let's hold. Okay, so now we are holding our puppy in one of her holds. As you see, she still takes over like all of my face. So then from there, we can have different poses. You can have embrace, where you're more holding them like a cute little baby. You can cradle said puppy. You can cradle them more like that. And this does have an align. So if I wanted to have them go down more, go that way more, I think I'm going to have... see. I may actually just leave her where she was. That pose, and then you have the pet pose. That one. That one. I don't think we have to adjust too much. I think tongue's hanging out. Oh jeez. Tongue's hanging out. That's beautiful. And then you can go back to Carrie if you want to. But like I said, she is like all up in my face. So, but in a nutshell, like having both of the dogs, I've had the Teegle longer. The Zooby, I've literally just got the night before recording this video. But in that short amount of time, I'm already that impressed with Zooby. And I'm interested to see what more they're going to be coming up with. Because to be honest, in that short amount of time of me having it and me already saying, man, I'm really liking this Zooby dog. The only difference is the Zooby, just for one dog, no copyable option, is 3,000 linden. But I'm a person that appreciates interactive stuff, and the things that they have put along with this pet, I can understand that. I feel like their accessory prices are very similar to Teegle. The only difference is for one Teegle, it is only 1,500 linden, so way cheaper in that aspect. And it's also lower land impact, comparing to the Zooby. But Teegle does have the option, if you want to do copyable, you can do that for 4,500 linden. So it really just depends on, are you looking for a bigger dog? But Teegle does offer corgis as well as a puppy. If you want more freedom of creating your dog, if you wanted more of just a less role play Animesh pet, then I can see the Teagles being fit. But if you like more role play and actually want a little bit smoother, to my opinion, the access to the Zooby has been a lot more smoother. Being able to easily res them out, you can attach them and unattach them right there from the HUD, or clicking on them, setting their home point. With the Teegle, for me, it's very difficult. I can't even remember how to set their home point. Looking at the Teagle's HUD compared to looking at the Zooby's HUD, and this is me holding said dog right now. It's a little bit more intricate in the things that you have options for in the Teegle. And I'm not gonna lie, I got very confused very quickly with the Teegle, and still am, and I've had the Teegle longer. So I feel like between my two choices, if I had to reset, I would go with the Zooby puppy. And that's even with it still being brand new, and the ease of setting the dog's name, getting the dog's radius set, how interactive it is with all of the items. And I've seen it interact with these things quickly compared to my Teegle dogs. Like I said, the bed I had out, and I don't even know the first time I saw it actually interact with it. It took a while, to the point where I was like, this bed is just taking up prims at this point. I'm just going to pick it up. They can just lay on the ground. That's pretty much what it came to. And I never did get the food bowl because I just didn't have a good experience with that to feel like I was adding that role play into that. I do like running with my Teegle. I do like, making that little role play access for myself. But you let me know down in the comments, what are you looking into for your Animesh pets? Are you a fan of Teegle? Do you prefer their horses? Do you have their dogs? Are you looking into Zooby pets? What are things that you've noticed that you like so far? If I would have had a Zooby kid, I would have loved to show the interactions of what you can do with your Zooby babies and the Zooby dogs. But if I ever have a friend over with one of their kids, I'll definitely tell them to get the little one to sit on the mat. And see how they interact with each other. So I will put all of their Zooby and Teegle pets landmark contact information down in the description, and you choose the puppy that is fit for you. So don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that little bell so you don't miss any of the next videos. And if you ever want to become an official lunatic for as low as $2.99, you can always become a member here and get specific Lunagalaxy emotes along with special member perks. So have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are. And this is Luna Galaxy out.